So I saw it, you saw it, and everybody else has seen it, and that is that we're getting a Mob of the Dead remake called Blood of the Dead. And this is extremely exciting to see this. When I saw this on the live stream, I just lost my mind. In fact, I have a live stream reaction to it. If you guys want to check that out, that's also on my channel. But my gosh, this was just so cool to see. But the thing is that when I thought about this, I thought, hey, let's explain this. Let's explain to everybody why the Primus crew is now in Mob of the Dead. And I thought that would be a pretty simple task until I remembered something. It's not a simple task, and I realized that there's nothing for me to explain here because I can't explain anything, which it should have been a given because this is only a teaser for a map that we're getting in about 5 months, but still I thought I'd be able to because we were feeling very, really cocky about this whole situation, that we were predicting everything that was going to happen inside Black Ops 4, which we were so wrong about, but still we thought at least we'd get this Mob of the Dead thing right. No, of course we got nothing wrong, and I decided I still want to make an explanation video, but it's going to be explaining why this makes no sense at all. Just makes no sense at all. And let me just try to give you an idea, because a lot of people will say this makes perfect sense because this is when the Primus characters went to go get the blood vials from Zetsubo no Shima. This is when they went there and then went back to Zetsubo no Shima. This is what that is. But that's not the case, because we already saw this take place in the comics. So first off, why would they spoil this entire map in the comics and then just do it again anyways? That's not really Treyarchy. That's kind of dumb, even not by Treyarchy. Even if anybody did it, that's really dumb. But even on top of that, if they were going to just waste the entire thing in the comics and spoil the entire thing is they didn't stay inside Alcatraz for that long. They just went in, grabbed the blood vials, and then left. That's all they did inside the comics. So were they going to be fighting zombies and all that? When does this all happen? That's right, it doesn't. But then another idea people were throwing around, and probably one that seems much more likely, is that these characters are coming here, or the Primus characters are coming to Alcatraz to awaken the Victus crew, or for the people who don't know, that is a transit crew. They're just here to awaken them from the stasis that they were put in, which would be great. That would make a lot of sense until you realize, hey wait, how exactly are they in Mob of the Dead? Because remember that at the end of Revelations, they were thrown back to the dawn of time, not the dawn of time, well, the medieval times. That's how far back they were thrown. So how exactly are they getting back? And even if they found a way to get back, that's a lot of story that was just left out. Like, what happened when they went back in time? How did they get back to Mob of the Dead? How did any of this happen? It just makes no sense at all. And this is just something I really can't explain, and it seemed like the most likely one, because I thought we were just going to be working with Victus and all that stuff and just waking them. They were just not going to tell us this giant chunk of the story. They just left it out because that's something I can imagine Treyarch doing. But the problem is, you look at the name of the map. It's called Blood of the Dead. So the blood has to be important, because if it's not, why are you calling it Blood of the Dead? I just really, if you guys haven't realized now, this is super confusing and it just makes no sense for anything that's going on here, and I just don't know what to think of it. But anyways, there's actually one thing I can point out inside the actual gameplay, or not gameplay, the teaser that we got, and it's if you look at Richtofen when they're all standing here, what do you notice about Richtofen? He has a blood vial, or maybe even two. I can't say two, but I know we could at least see one, and guess what? It's empty. So we do know for a fact this at least had to happen after Revelations, at least for our characters and from their perspective. But that's all I can really point out for the teaser itself, but I just don't know, guys. It's just so confusing. And the funny thing is, I just made a video a couple of days ago just talking about how we know nothing about Mob of the Dead, and this really didn't help. But maybe when we actually get the map, it will finally explain stuff and we'll actually understand more about Mob of the Dead, and then open up a Pandora's box full of Blood of the Dead. So I don't know, we'll see when it happens. We got 5 months to wait, and I honestly don't know if I can wait those 5 months, but of course I am. But anyways, that's about it for the video. Tell me what you guys think about this whole thing. Is there something I missed? I highly doubt there's anything, because there's really not that much inside this teaser. But what do you guys think of how they're going to explain them coming back here? Because like I said, we do know they had to get here after Revelation, so how did they get back from the ancient times? I don't know. We'll hopefully get an explanation when we get the map. But if you guys did enjoy the video, go ahead, do all the normal YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, bell, share, and especially bell. But I'm gonna go, and we'll catch you guys on my next video.